Good afternoon, class. This is Specialist Warfield. I will be conducting an informational brief over leader competencies today. Also in class, we have Staff Sergeant Collins, who is here with us, who will be sitting in to observe. I want to start with the agenda today. So we'll have an introduction. We'll talk about leading others. We'll talk about developing themselves along with their subordinates. And we'll talk about achieving results. After that, we'll go into conclusion, and then we'll have questions at the end. So let's go ahead and get into it. So for me, in my opinion, it's the priority of a non-commissioned officer within the military to provide their soldiers with purpose, direction, and motivation. Using the 3 leader competencies, which are lead, develop, and achieve, you'll be able to become a great leader or be a great leader. Let's go ahead and read a quote from the author Ravindra Tossalini. Not everyone is born a great leader, but anyone can foster core leadership competencies from themselves and become actionable, effective leaders. So the first one we'll talk about is lead. So 3 things that stood out for me under that is lead by example, extend influence beyond the chain of command, and communicate. Let's start with lead by example. So obviously leading by example is being the standard yourself. You want to practice what you preach. You want to show your subordinates that you can do everything that you ask of them without a shadow of a doubt. Extend influence beyond the chain of command. Everything within your chain of command should apply outside of your chain of command. So if you can correct a soldier or give feedback to a soldier within your chain of command, you should be able to do that outside of your chain of command, always doing the right thing as if someone's watching you kind of situation. If a soldier's messing up outside your chain of command, you should be able to correct them, even though you're not their direct line supervisor, but you still have to uphold them to the standard. Communication. This is a big one when it comes to being a leader. Effective communication is very important to the mission and the task and the well-being of your soldier. Whatever the mission that may have come out by your first sergeant or commander or platoon sergeant, you wanted to be able to communicate that with your soldiers. You want to be able to tell them the right place, right time. You don't want to wait till the last minute. That's happened in the past. You know, that's something that happens in the military, but to be an effective leader or a good leader, you should always practice proper communication. Also, it goes with being able to talk to your soldiers, knowing how to talk to your soldiers. Show empathy. If something is wrong with your soldier, they should be able to come to you and not feel threatened. You should be approachable. You should be able to communicate with them, give them, feedback. That's how soldiers grow. You give them feedback whether they're doing something right or wrong, which leads us to our next leader competency, develop. You always want to develop others. You want to develop others behind you because, again, you're their leadership, so lead by example, but at the same time, bring them with you. So you develop them for as their job goes. If you're good at a task, or you give them a task and they don't know how to do it, show them how to do it. Show them the proper way how to do it. You develop them into a better soldier or better worker. If something they're not doing right, show them how to get to the next level. Even if they are doing it right, you can show them how to be better. Create a positive environment. A lot of soldiers will obviously want to work with you, work for you in an environment where they feel like it's a family. It's not just, you're their leader and they're your subordinate. So you want to create a positive environment. You can, whatever the mission is, let them take charge sometimes. Listen to their ideas and their suggestions. Even if it's a small mission, something that doesn't take a lot of thought process to it, have fun with it. It's okay to laugh and joke with them, but create that positive environment. Like I said, give them feedback, counselings. It lets them know that you actually care. You know, awards, time off. All of this is creating a positive environment, and you definitely want to do that. Preparing yourself. You always want to prepare yourself as a leader. Stay, don't be behind the curve. You want to basically be no do. If there's something new that came out regulation wise, you want to read up on that so you can set that standard, lead by example, and tell your soldiers behind you, hey, this is the proper way, this is what's new. If you plan on making the military a career, you have to prepare yourself. What do I need to do to get to the next rank? What do I need to do to get to a special assignment? If you're interested in, for example, drill sergeant, recruiting, you want to know what you need to do to prepare yourself. If you have to have a high score on a PT test, if your GT score needs to be high, just it's many various of things that you need to do, and that's part of development. So not only do you develop your subordinates, develop yourself as well. Gain the knowledge that you need for whatever training or the mission is. Get yourself better and proficient at whatever job that you're doing. And last but not least, achieve. That's the last one. This is where you take everything that you learned, all the development, all the leading. Now you apply it to an actual mission or task that could have been given to you by your platoon sergeant, your commander, or your first sergeant. So you basically get results. That's kind of what an NCO is supposed to do. You get results. How many people do I need? What equipment do I need? Let me plan it out to make sure. Backwards planning. What if something doesn't go right? But you as the NCO, you have the answers. You may not have all the answers, but you'll do what you need to do. You'll get with your team or you'll figure it out for yourself. But at the end of the day, you get results. That's just the end goal, is to complete missions, tasks being done. Also, sometimes tasks can be done without even being asked. You just backwards plan, or you plan ahead. You make the rank higher than you jobs easier. Now, in conclusion, we talked about leading, development, and achieving results, and these are, again, the 3 leader competencies. Are there any questions at this time? Okay. All right. Have a good day, and this concludes my brief for today. Thank you.